Switched back to Arsenal against an Ipswich side equally desperate for the points. David Seaman returned in goal for Arsenal after Richard Wright's cup exploits last weekend. Adams and Cole rejoined the defence. Ray Parlour made his first start in 10 games in place of the injured Wiltord. Dennis Bergkamp and Thierry Henry up front. Cano again named as a substitute. George Burley also had injury worries. Mark Venus, the latest casualty. Titus Bramble came in for him and Jamie Clapham replaced Fabian Vilnius. Martin Reusser got his chance in place of Argentine Sixto Peralta. And up front, Alan Armstrong made way for Marcus Stewart to partner Marcus Bent. 18-year-old Darren Ambrose waited to make his senior debut from the bench. Your commentators at Highbury are Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Arsenal, well, their FA Cup semi-final kept them out of league action also last weekend, and they've not played in the Premiership since Lauren's late penalty took the points against Spurs. Long ball by Herman Hreidarsson, who were gasps of admiration, quite literally, from the Ipswich players when they walked out and saw the state of the Arsenal pitch. Can't complain about anything underfoot. Now they've got to get down to business at an absolutely crucial time in the season, and you feel when it costs some 10 million to be relegated in the general history of the Suffolk club. Ashley Cole back for Arsenal today. They do, getting a good run in the side. Ljungberg, and Cole wins Arsenal an early corner.
They're very slow out the blocks in the semi-final, Arsenal. Martin, I don't expect them to be like that this afternoon. I would expect Arsene Wenger to have sent out a team right on the front foot to go at Ipswich to test their resolve after that hammering they took against Bolton.
Up goes Adams, and Andy Marshall, the goalkeeper, comes to claim. Herman Hreidarsson did a passable job, really, stopping Adams getting a free header. No flag. Henry, McGreal trying to get there, and Henry's shot had no chance of getting to where he wanted the ball to go.
Well, it's the first time that they've been high up the pitch and one ball has just been helped on. He doesn't need a second invitation, Thierry Henry, to get in behind defences, but you can see with the strike it's rather scuffed across the face of goal. No real threat to Andy Marshall, but the threat for the back four was there for all to see. You get high up the pitch and you're not quick enough, then Henry leaves you behind.
Well, I wonder who he's supporting today. Brian Talbot, a great stalwart both for Ipswich and for Arsenal in his playing days. Scored vital goals for them from midfield. Here is Patrick Vieira. Ljungberg.
Flicked off someone. Wasn't the best struck shot from Freddie. Might not have even been threatening the goal on its own, but just a little sloppy at the back. Finidi George allows Ljungberg to take the throw, run in behind him, and he just stands and watches. Teammates wouldn't have been happy to have bent that top corner.
Henry's corner. Keown. Vieira looks to set up Parlour. A lot of players between Ray Parlour and the back of the Ipswich net. Bergkamp, one of those players who was scurrying back for Arsenal. He did some good defending again there. Reusser. Good work by Lauren. Keown playing it from the back, maybe overplaying for Arsenal. Handball by Holland, the advantage played by Alan Wiley. Vieira, all started very deep, this for the Gunners. Will it end with a shot on target? Henry! Oh, it's skimmed the bar.
Referee's given corner, but I, like you, thought The biggest deflection, he's pleading innocence, and I don't think he saw it, Andy Marshall. The deflection which fools the referee from the top of the crossbar. They lose possession, and it's a lovely quick break from Arsenal. And as he does from left, inside he comes. Oh, wonderful effort.
Here is Henry. Defensive foot there belonged to Bent. Ljungberg. Cole. Good work by Tommy Miller. He's only starting in Ipswich's senior side for the 5th time. Ipswich had as a junior. He had to go to Hartlepool to learn his trade, really, in senior football.
I tell you, that was unlucky, Martin. Lovely little run from Roycer, and Titus Bramble almost picked him out.
Vieira. Here's Cole. Edu. Relaxed at the moment, Arsene Wenger, sitting across there on the sunnier side of the ground. George Burley has played in winning Ipswich sides at Highbury and managed a winning Ipswich team here in the Worthington Cup. Marcus Bent has chased everything against the odds up front and one or two little victories. Trying to get another one here. Adams need help from Keown. It's a terrific ball. This is Henry.
Oh, he's gone for goal, isn't he? I wonder, did he have enough support? I was looking at Dennis Bergkamp breaking from the midfield. Did he get himself free? But this is a really tight angle. Ljungberg, you know where he's going. He's heading near post.
Knocked out by Roycer. And nicked back for Ipswich by Stewart. Give Finidi George a chance to stretch his legs, and Arsenal outnumbered on the far post. If he looks up, oh, and the header against the post from Roycer. Comes back to Clapham. No offside here. And Bent looking for a bender, but it was Martin Roycer who rattled the post. It was a pretty fiery cross from Finidi George.
It was, he really fizzed it at him. I thought he could have given a better ball, but he's under pressure, Martin, all the way back, particularly now, and trying to pick a ball out. But that's how close he comes. Oh, so close. I just wonder how much of the goal was Martin Keown covering. It looked a simple header, although he did fizz it at him. It was head height. He didn't have to jump. He didn't have to put pace on it. He just had to meet it perfectly. All the pace was on the ball.
And David Seaman has got very lucky with that miss kick. It's picked out Ljungberg as if it was intended. Henry. Bergkamp. And suddenly Ipswich returned to being on the back foot.
Wouldn't that have been just like it? Hit the post, and then David Seaman scuffs that kick, goes straight to a player, run up the pitch and concede the goal.
He's still thinking back on it, chastising himself maybe. Martin Roycer. Oh, Roycer's there by the post.
Well, Roycer, I mean, when he's getting a corner, but I think this is the post. I don't think it is Roycer. Nowhere near it, Martin Roycer, outside of the post. Should be a goal kick.
Arsenal have another corner, defended by Miller. A bit of smuggling with the arm there by Stewart. The system didn't spot it when he might have done.
Well, this is Roycer's chance. I asked the question about Martin Keown, and I don't know whether he would have just been in his eye line. You see, he's trying to play it past Keown. He's got a big enough gap when you see it there.
Frustrating first half for Arsenal. And from From Ipswich point of view, the frustrations came from Martin Reusser. A header, when we're dealing in millimetres really, at this late stage, crucial stage for the side in the bottom three. The header hitting the post on the outside. Henry rather epitomising the frustrations for the Gunners. It's 0-0 at the break. Second 45 minutes is underway.
Sorry, man, I was just saying they had to be very patient here against Derby, a team that maybe they would have been expected to come and just beat quite comfortably. You know, 20 minutes, 70th minute or something like that before Robert Perez got the only goal of the game. And it looks like that, certainly the way Ipswich have shaped up, as if it might be something along the same lines we're going today.
Vieira. Rolled pass. Good angle for the cross for Parla, or it should have been. You would feel, Andy, that Ipswich would be quite happy to see the ball coming in the air.
Well, they're reluctant to put it in. I mean, I think the thing about it is, Matt, just every ball across that comes in, well, almost all of them, they're all low, they're all below head height.
Bergkamp. Or in the extra man, that was deflected.
Yeah, they've had plenty of corners. They're into double figures now. The only real threat was Martin Keown's little header against the outside of the post.
Ladies' corner. Vieira! That was more thrustful from the set piece, but it went straight at Marshall at some pace by the head of Patrick Vieira. Bergkamp looking like a man with a mission here. He is! Oh, we talk about millimetres with Reusser's effort. The same applies to Bergkamp. This time it was the inside of the post, even closer.
Way inside his own half now. They back off and they back off. And I think Dennis eventually doesn't have an option on. He has a look, there's no real option. He thinks he's done it, he's beaten the goalkeeper, but he hasn't beaten the inside of the post. And I tell you, with these goals, they're shaped the way they are, it doesn't often hit there and come back out. Wonderful effort. Neat on the ball since he's come on. Reusser. Peralta. This one really got to him. Still Peralta. Wide for Stewart. Marcus Bent in the middle. Peralta goes near post. It's Bent! Lovely ball. I wonder if it's just a fraction high for Marcus Bent. Takes up a really good position, watch him, he just spins away to the back post, gets in between Lauren and Keown. Yeah, it's a touch high. Couldn't quite get over the top of it and direct it down, or even straight. Into the last quarter of the game.
Henry. Ljungberg. Set up for the shot! Bangs against the bar. Henry.
Oh, what an effort. That looked all the way down from where you and I are sitting.
Arsenal have yet another corner, 3/4 of the way through the game. In towards Tony Adams. That's Vieira. Vieira again. Ljungberg. Freddie Ljungberg! That's what they've been waiting for. And Ljungberg, who was responsible for so much in the win at Ipswich, maybe has got it right here at the right time again.
Well, Ljungberg might have the goal mark, but Tony Adams immediately jumped on that man's back because he kept it in. He keeps the ball in the 18-yard box when Vieira tries to get it. Watch this. Watch Keown. He's on the floor. Up he gets. This ball's about to be cleared. No, it ain't. He keeps it in there. Brilliant play from Ljungberg. I've got to give you that. But Martin Keown's little part there is so vital. What a finish from Freddie Ljungberg.
Marcus Stewart. Arsenal have scored in every Premiership game this season. But what a weight here, what a tension. Maybe that weight has now been lifted from their shoulders. Ljungberg has scored for the third league game in a row, incidentally. Kanu, it's a different scenario now. Sitting back and playing gallantly in their own half of the pitch isn't enough for Ipswich Town. They got 3/4 of the way through, but their resistance has been punctured here, and here's the man who's done it. And now he looks for Kanu.
I mean, what a goal, though, Martin. I mean, moments earlier, his thumping left foot shot looked for all the world a goal. Comes flashing back off the bar. Thinks his chance is gone, but oh, that was a far more difficult chance. To collect it, to turn it, to arrow it across his body again into the far corner. Wonderful skill.
Roycer. "25 years old last Tuesday, the Super Swede they call him here."
Oh, what a finish. Goes to his knees, you know. Told you, I thought that.
Well, Ipswich maybe are down on their knees. Goes Bergkamp, and on comes Gilles Grimaldi as a fireman, really, to extinguish the opposition. Particularly in that midfield area. But here's Henry much further forward and much more threatening for Arsenal. Grimaldi down to business. Stewart. Holland. That's a free kick given it away there. But one thing about Ipswich, Andy, they are a very sporting team. They've got an excellent disciplinary record and do have a chance of getting into Europe, would you believe, and via the fair play route. Sometimes if you're just a bit too gentlemanly in this sort of game at this sort of level, it might be seen as a negative rather than a positive.
I think people do level at Ipswich. They're good to play against, a lot of people say.
Well, they're a splendid club. They pride themselves quite properly doing things right off the field, trying to do it right on the field as they did for over an hour here today. Ljungberg is there again. Ljungberg makes it 2-0. And he surely, almost single-handedly, has settled it for Arsenal.
Yeah, when you cross a ball, you cause problems. It's a fabulous ball in from Gilles Grimaldi. And this, well, he's about the only one that ever puts himself in there, Martin, to get ahead. Look where he starts. He's outside the box. He finds a little gap. Goalkeeper's unlucky, but I think Ljungberg's deserved his little bit of luck. He's been the constant threat. He's got in there time and time again. Although he maybe should have scored with a header. He gets a little bit of good fortune in the rebound and just knees it in. That should be game, set, match. That will be Arsenal definitely top this evening.
He has got expert technique.
Hold on, the keeper get that? Wait a minute, he saved it, didn't he? Sorry, man.
He's got the decision. Belatedly, maybe. Save it, he
Keeper's
did.
made a brilliant save.
What has happened through this win is it sent the pressure back on Liverpool and Manchester United, because Arsenal had done the necessary. They had to wait for it, but at a time of growing need, Freddie was ready. His 2 goals take Arsenal back to the top of the Premiership. Ipswich fought gallantly, but their position gets even more perilous down at the bottom. But the majority inside Highbury are thinking about life at the top.
Arsene, is it a question sometimes of grinding out a result?
Yes, of course. Ipswich was well organised. We had promised to change the pace in the first half especially. And of course we needed to keep going and to get the goal. Once we got the goal, of course it was easier, but it was very difficult today.
At the end of the day, you know, all I asked for the players was total commitment, worked hard, which they did today. Arsenal are a fantastic team who are always liable to score against you, so you need a goal, and unfortunately didn't quite take their opportunities.
So Arsenal rise to the challenge posed them, but for Ipswich the future is looking increasingly bleak. The clear favourites now to join Leicester and Derby in the Nationwide next season, though Sunderland are still not breathing easily, but Bolton and Fulham have reached that magical 40-point mark. The top half has a familiar look, the only movement between the top 3 teams. Man United and Liverpool both held top spot briefly, but Arsenal back at the summit after that win over Ipswich.
Really taken back.
While United were drawing 2-2 with Bayer Leverkusen last night, things were going even worse for them in a way at Highbury, where Arsenal beat West Ham by 2-0 to put one hand perhaps on the Premiership trophy. But it was an interesting contest, quite controversial as well, because Freddie Ljungberg thought he'd put West Ham in front with a goal that had crossed the line. It looked like it had, replay suggested it certainly had, but it wasn't given at the time. That would have given them the lead, it didn't, and Arsenal dominated the second half and took a deserved lead through Freddie Ljungberg with 13 minutes to go. His 9th goal in 13 games that, and they sealed the win just 3 minutes later when Kanu struck his volley into the ground and over the head of David James.